Harman Phoenix going in the 500. Hello, it's Ed. Thanks for joining me in the studio again, and it's just a little bit of bonus content today because I have managed to get hold of a tub of this Harman Phoenix film that everybody is going on about. It's the new colour film from Harman Technologies, which is literally, the factory is about 10-15 miles away from here, so I feel like I should have got hold of this a bit sooner, but it's just become available in my local shop, so I picked up a roll and I'm going to see what I think of it. I've heard lots from other YouTubers and on social media and in reviews and things, but I always like to try things out myself and see what I think. So I'm going to slam this into the Canon 500, which is what I always use for these tests, because then I know that what I get is going to be pretty much the same lens, the 50mm 1.8, and same body, and fresh batteries, because it's amazing. I've got through so many rolls of film this year that I've actually used up the batteries. I think it took about 5 years last time. So yeah, I've been shooting lots, and I'm really glad to have been doing that. So yeah, I'm going to go out and test this. When I say test, it's not a scientific test. It's just getting my sort of view about what it might be good for, how I think it compares to other rolls. But it's nothing scientific. It's just my point of view. So that said, let's go out. It's a 200 ASA film. It is absolutely miserable out there. It's still deep in the December gloom. So we'll see how it does. I'm also going to try and check in on my wife, who's doing a vintage clothes fair today, so I might be able to get some interior shots there, but again, lighting might be an issue. Might actually have to use the flash for a change. We'll see how that goes. Right, enough jabbering, let's crack on. I'll load this film up and we will get out there.
Well, for the first shot, I think that's a pretty good subject. It's got all these different colours in it. So yeah, let's give the film a go on that.
So I'm going to try and use these circles here to vignette and create a nice effect. This is a shop I go past loads, and it's just always got really interesting frontage, so I'm just going to get a picture of it even though it's closed. So completely contrary to the forecast, the sun's come out really strongly, so I can test how this film works in really contrasty conditions as we've got here. Yeah, should be interesting. Going to take a picture of this because there's like a skull inside, and I want to see if it will actually come out with the shadows or if it will just be totally washed out. I think up there, that's pretty much derelict building is where the vintage fair is, all pretty near it, so I'm going to wander up this way and maybe get some pictures on the way. That's where the fair is that Lisa's at, and I just took a picture of it, and there was a woman in the window, so hopefully I will get a picture of a woman in the window and some t-shirts along the thing there, which will make a nice picture, but it might not come out, we'll see. It's getting towards the evening, so I'm starting to underexpose by half a stop. That way hopefully I'll get the nice lights without everything being blown out. Okay, now despite the darkening sky, it's time to try and get a little selfie just to test how the skin tones come out with this film. So this is how the film came back from the lab. A bit of a purple tint to the celluloid rather than the usual browny orange, but nothing that my scanning couldn't handle. So if we watch a little slideshow, we'll talk about a few of the frames as we go along. I think this shot of the town hall shows that when I get the exposure right, it gives a very accurate and realistic result. Those are the colours that I saw. So that is really positive. So this shot of the plaza, I've done 100% crop of the lit up area at the top and the area in shadow at the bottom. Now this shot was underexposed by half a stop deliberately because I didn't want to lose the brightness of the light because it was getting to evening. So it will be grainier, but it just gives you an idea of how the shadows and the light areas work with this film. This one of Lucy I like, but the colour's obviously way off because I think there's fluorescent lighting inside the building and natural lighting outside. As this would be a picture showing the clothes she's selling, the colours of the clothes are way off, but that's nothing to do with the film. That's just mixing lighting. It's a nice shot and it's interesting, but yeah, not really usable. I really like this shot because it's got the geometrics and the figure walking away. The only thing I would say, it does seem to have turned the plaza tiling purple, and it's not purple, and that must be something to do with the time of day and how that affected the light, but the white in the foreground is correct, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. I think I would crop the people out anyway from the left hand side and maybe just have a tinker with the white balance so I could get non-purple tiles, and then I'd be really happy with this picture. This shot of the local butcher's accents in Didsbury I really like. You can see the guys working in the window and the meats through the door that's open there, and it's just got really nice colours and tones to it. There does seem to be a kind of light leak to the left hand side. There's like a yellow streak that goes up the edge of the building. I just don't know where that's from. I don't know if it's something to do with the film, I don't know if it's something to do with how it's shot. It was one of the later frames in the 500 camera, so that exposes the films from the last one to the first one. So although this is one of the last shots, it was actually one of the first on the film, so it had been on the outside of the reel. So I don't know if that's got something to do with it, but anyway, I really like it. And if you look at the 100% crop, you can see the detail that it's captured there in the window. Again, a mixture of lighting, but it kind of works with this one, I think. Now, this was the last frame I shot, but it was the first frame on the roll. It looks like there's a sort of light leak halfway through this frame, so I think it is some light got into the canister when I was loading it. There appears to be quite a lot of halation around the taillights of the car, which I quite like, but some people might not. So that's something, again, interesting about this film. But there you go, the last shot. My summing up of this is I'm really pleased to have a new film. Some of the shadows looked a little bit grainy, a little bit muddy, but that might be more to do with my scanning and my technique than the film. I would shoot this film again. It's £13, it cost me £13 anyway, and I think that's probably about right. I would like it to be a little bit cheaper. Maybe if it becomes a success and they produce lots more of it, then the prices will go down, and that would be great. But yeah, I'm going to shoot it again. I had fun with it. I think it's great that there's a factory local to me bringing out something new, and I embrace that. I will try and put some images on my Instagram in the coming days when I've had a chance to tinker a bit more with the post-processing and fine-tuning of my scanning of the negatives. Okay, so roll of Harman Phoenix, shot, and those are my views. But what are your views? I'd really like to hear what you think. Pop something in the comments and I will try to reply to as many people as possible. But that's it for this week. Thanks again so much for joining me. If you could do the usual, like, subscribe, share. It's really nice to see the numbers just slowly rising up there, and it just gives me a warm glow. So yeah, that's it for now. Have a fantastic week. Should be something new next Tuesday. Join me again then if you can. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.